Hello, my name is Victoria. As you can see, I'm not feeling so grand today, and I'm getting better than I was. But this is about um, trying to balance out your work life and life. Sometimes that's not easy, and I know that. Um, Nothing is ever easy. I wish it was. I wish there were answers that we could just click at a finger and say everything's going to be okay. But sometimes it's just not that way. Um, but I have been trying to work at trying to balance out my everyday life with my work life. And so far I'm not successful at it, but I'm trying. I'm trying. I am. Um, because every time you try to set time aside, sometimes something else comes in its place, you know? And sometimes you could get sick. Sometimes, like me, sometimes you can, a family issue comes up, or you are doing too many things at once where trying to fit that other thing in there, that time just to yourself, just that personal time, just that relaxation time that you need to put aside just to say, you know what, let me just take it easy. But sometimes even things come in the way of that, sadly. But it's just trying your best to put aside that time. And that's something I'm trying to work at. Hasn't been easy for me, but I have been trying to put that time aside for just me time, so mentally, like mental health wise, it's good. You don't want to overwork yourself where to the point where you're what do they call it, burnout. You don't want to burn yourself out. You make yourself sick that way, and that's not healthy. That's not healthy at all. Sometimes we might have to give up some things. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we have so much on our plate that it stresses us out. It overburns us. It burns us out. And all the problems from work goes right into all the problems you have to deal with at home too. That's not good. Especially when you have children and you have a husband or a wife or somebody you have to go home to. You don't want your work life going into your personal life. You don't need that. And it's not healthy for you, for the people you love, for your children, or even for your home environment. So just set that time aside, and it's very, very, very important. It really is. And sometimes I have to stress that out to myself every day that I need to do me time, balance my life out, balance out my work life and my my time, me time, my personal life. because we do have a life out of work. And me, I work as a DSP. And to the point, that kind of job can be very, very exciting, very, it can be very challenging too. But at the same time, because I work with children, I've always loved working with kids. Um, and they just have a different way of talking to us, you know, their wants, their needs. They have a different way of expressing it. And sometimes we have to learn their way. We learn them, and I feel like I achieved something. Like I'm bonding in a new way, learning to communicate in a new way than what we usually communicate, with our family, normal people, and they would say hi, how you doing, stuff like that. They have a different way of talking to you, and sometimes work life can be easy, but sometimes it cannot be easy. Very challenging too, especially depending on what kind of house you got, what kind of, if it's a very, very, very behavioral house, or if it's just your basic mellow house. It depends. But like I said, we don't want to bring all our stressful work or all the things we had to deal with that day into our home life. And we have to realize too, when we go to work, um, that our work life and our personal life are two different things. And we have to learn to balance them out. And to also make that time for you, for the time with your kids, your family. Those are the most important times. Very, very important. That you do not want to lose. But like I said, nothing is ever easy, and there's always going to be obstacles. There's always obstacles, regardless. But it's how we approach it, how we might have to give up something, like I said before. We might have to give up just something just to have that time. Have that time for you. Have that time for your family. Have that time for your kids. That's the most important. And that you should you know, take pride in. 'Cause those are the most important times in your life. It's a life with the ones that you love. And yourself, your health, your mental health. Because as human beings, we're imperfect. We are very imperfect. And regardless of our imperfections, we need to just find that time, find that precious time for you so you don't lose yourself, so you don't burn yourself out, so you don't cause more illnesses on top of that mental health issue. You don't want all that to overflow into your personal life, into your family life, or even onto your children. You don't want that. is something you want to avoid. And sometimes it happens, you know, you get so stressed out with having to do this, having to do especially if you're a single mom, you're a single dad, or even if you are a couple, you're married, even though there are two of you, sometimes two people are working within a house. And that special time with your kids, that special time between you and your mate, that special time just for you, you need it. You just need it. It's nice to earn money because we need to earn money. We need to live. We need to provide for our families. We need to provide a roof over our heads. We need food on our table so we can feed our children, ourselves, or also our necessities, our basic necessities. And also, some of us have cars, majority of us have cars, but some don't. But we need to provide for those things, of course. So sometimes we have to have our limits. Some people want to get rich. Some people want to just keep on earning money on money, 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 money. Everything is money. But really, is that the most important thing? No. Money is important for what you need, your necessities, your basic needs. You don't need to keep on, it's nice to have money, but when you're going to the point and having a mental health breakdown, burnout, you're bringing your mental health and burnout issues at home, and it's going on to your mate, it's going on to your kids. Sometimes you have to learn to give something up. You have to learn to just say, I got to reduce my hours. Sometimes we do. We might not like it, but sometimes if we have to budget out, like our earnings for the month, um, what bills are necessary to have, and what bills we might have to get rid of. That means certain things we might have to say, okay, I can do without that. We might have to do that. We want to keep ourselves sane. Like I said, it's not wrong to work. We can work 2 jobs. We can work 3 jobs. We can work as many jobs as we want, even side hustles. But when you go to the point where you're overdoing yourself and you're not having that time for you just to recollect yourself and for your mental well-being and for the rest of your family's mental well-being, you need to think about that. I know some people, are probably going to say it's not, I want money. I want money. We all want money. We all we all want to work because, well, I can't say all want to work because some people um don't want to work regardless. But work is important. That's why we go to college. Some people go to college, some people don't. Some people just picked up a skill, um, and they just knew that skill, and they made it in the workforce very well. Some of us are have associates, some of us have masters, some of us have bachelor's, masters, doctorals, but sometimes we need to say, I need time. Sometimes we have to say no. We have to limit sometimes some of our hours. Sometimes we do. I remember someone very well. I'm not going to mention them on um, by name. Um, I remember they used to work so many hours, but they had a lot of money. They had a lot of money. But after so long, I think it was like after 10 years or something, they started to have a mental health breakdown. It took them a lot. It took a lot out of them because they had to learn to balance out family life, work life, and how to balance all that. They almost lost their family because all they did was work. It's not wrong to work. Don't get me wrong. That is awesome. Working a job, 40-hour job. Sometimes it could be over. You might have to work overtime, something like that. Some people work 35, 37. Some people work less. But at the end of the day, it's important to keep yourself together. It's important to keep your family together. How many people have lost their families to work because they're never home, or they brought their stressful work home? Like I said, it's overflowing from their work into their family life. And it turned them into a different person from what they married. And they didn't like that person anymore. And a lot of things landed up in divorce, and we we don't want that. We can't lose ourselves. But work is important. It is. Work is important. And then the older we get, I'm like 48 years old right now. 48. Some people are older than I am. Some people are younger. I wish I was younger again. It would be so nice. But regardless of that, um, 48 years old, I can't say anything because I was always a hyper person. Even at 48 years old, even when I'm at work, I don't, I can't keep still. I cannot keep still. I've always been a hyper person, always on the go, always just going. I barely sit down. You can even ask most of my coworkers. They always say, Vicky, come on, go sit down, sit down. I was like, I can't. I gotta get stuff done. It's just me. But there was a time where I was overworking it. But it's when our company was the company that I work for was kind of like lacking in employees. But when the visa staff came from different countries, it lightened the weight. But of course, you know, it lessened our hours. eventually. And at the same time, um, that means we're not bringing in as much money as we used to. So, but at the same time, you're not stressing. I'm not stressing myself out anymore. I mean, there's some days might have to work a little over, but it's not bad. I don't mind working. In fact, I kind of miss it. I've been out of work for like a whole week because um I've been feeling not too good. But I'm going back Monday, and believe it or not, I'm kind of excited. I am kind of excited. I miss it. I really miss going to work. It was just a few days, and I miss it already. I had, I'm always motivated, I always had something to do. At the same time, me doing it, I'm earning money doing it. But at the same time, I'm not killing myself for it either. But I do eventually need another job. I need a second job or another job because I need more hours. I need I need more pay, or at least more hours. But I'm keeping this job for now. I've been there for 3 years. Almost. No, I think it's been 3 years now. No, February be 3 years. I would be there 3 years. And because like I said, before, I'm a DSP, so that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to say where and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to go too much into that. Um, but uh, life is a challenge. We have our ups and we have our downs. And like I said, try to balance out your life. Balance out your work life from your personal life. Don't let it overflow into your life, into your work life, into your personal life. Don't let that happen because it has destroyed families. It has caused rifts. It has caused mental health issues. Sorry, is my voice is a little messy still. It has caused um even personalities to change because the stress, they can't take it. There's only so much we all can take, and we just need that time. We need that time just to relax. Just time for relaxation, time for you, just for you. So, thank you. Hopefully this video was somewhat encouraging. I hope so. And it helps you to see that you're not alone when it comes to trying to balance out life and work, because sometimes it's not easy. It's not. It's not even easy for me. And it's not, others are going to say the same thing. It's not an easy thing. It's not. It's just something we have to work at. We got to remember that we're imperfect, and all we can do is try and to keep ourselves healthy, and keep our families intact, and keep ourselves intact altogether. So, I hope you liked this video. I hope you did. And I hope it helped you to see that you're not alone. You're not the only one feeling it, feeling uh, the work life and feeling how to balance it. What do I need to do? You know, it's not easy. Sometimes we have to make decisions that maybe we didn't want to make that way, but sometimes we might have to give up some stuff. But if we don't, that's good too. So, um, I'm hope I'm hoping to make more videos like this or just different other videos um, that can be helpful to others. And maybe um, you can take some information from this video and maybe it might help you out a little bit. But hopefully you liked it and please shoot me a like, subscribe, help me out. Thank you. Until next time. Au revoir. Au revoir.